Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us on this very short overview of what it is that we do. So my name is Danny Wells, and this is...
I'm Stacy Blackley.
And we are in different parts of the UK, but both building our independent online business where we offer sort of online health and wellness advice. And we're going to give you a bit of an overview of what it is that we do, especially because this month is really exciting because everybody seems to want to have a bit of a piece of it, especially with the offers about having a no joining fee this month. So really, really, really excited. So give you a little nutshell, a bit of a background to what I was doing pre my business. I actually worked in ophthalmology for 7 years. I had a really good career. I absolutely loved it. And then everything changed when I became a mum. So anybody that's on the call that's got children will know it just changes everything. I've got two little girls. They're now 7 and 5. And going backwards to when my youngest daughter was first born, I was still working at the opticians, and I assumed that when I would give birth to her, I'd go back to the opticians and life would be exactly the same. Now, I don't know about anybody else, but I did not foresee our family being one of those people that the unpredictable happens. I always thought that bad things, kind of never happen to us. They always happen to bad people. And we were absolutely not prepared for impact in the slightest. And I absolutely wish I had had an Arbonne business back then. So basically, my daughter was born, very healthy pregnancy, very healthy birth, complete shock that actually she had a brain hemorrhage and an enormous stroke when she was born, which meant that at the early start of her life, she went from life support to intensive care to high dependency wards, and she spent most of her early life in hospital, which meant that myself and my husband had to be by her side. And we both wanted to be by her side, obviously. But what made things really challenging back then, 5 years ago, was we still had outgoings to pay. We still had bills to pay. We still had our other daughter to look after. So with me not working, I was by her side. My husband still had to go to work to bring in that obviously lost income. This is where I wish I'd had a plan B income in Arbonne, because if I had, then my husband could have stayed in hospital with us where he wanted to be, rather than having to go to work every morning, and he didn't want to, quite rightly. So I left my job at the opticians to take full care of our daughter, and as time went on, she did improve and she did get better. But after I'd left my job, I kind of lost myself, lost my identity, found myself sort of a bit depressed, suffering with anxiety. And a friend actually approached me and said, Danny, I think you'd be really good doing what I do. So I asked her, what is it you do? And she gave me a brief summary of what me and Stacy are going to do today. And I thought, oh my gosh, like no one has ever come to me with a solution to my problem. My problem was I didn't have any time. I didn't have any income. I didn't have any skills to do anything. And this was a solution to that. It was something that I could do online, on my mobile phone, from hospital. I could learn from scratch, and I could work the hours that I wanted to work with my children. And it was literally like somebody was giving me a solution. So I've never looked back since. I've had my business for 3.5 years. Best thing that I've ever done. And myself and Stacey are going to go through what it was that Emma told me and why it was a solution for me, why Stacey's going to tell you a bit about herself, why it was a solution for her, and why it potentially might be for somebody that you might know. So I'm going to hand it over to Stacey before we begin.
Thank you so much, Danny. I really appreciate that. So yeah, I'm an area manager with Arbonne International and absolutely love what I do. But a little bit before I embarked on this Arbonne journey was that mum of 3 amazing children, but they were very, very poorly. I had my own cake business because I had to be at home with my son who had autism and ADHD. My daughter was diagnosed with many other issues, and obviously we had the wonderful Wyatt that came with his complications, bless him. You don't think that you're going to have children that are like Danny, always in hospital. And my work, we were spent at least every month in hospital. So I had to give up my cake business because I could no longer work that around my family, which was shocking because I built this incredible cake business with this reputation. Everybody wanted these cakes, but I couldn't fulfill their orders. So when I met Danny online and I found like Arbonne found me, I just jumped straight in because I knew this could be something I could work in and around the hospital, around my 3 kids, and that could give us a solution to what we needed, because Paul was working all hours for them. He couldn't be at the hospital because if he didn't work, he would get paid, he was self-employed. It's funny how similar our stories are, Danny.
I know.
Yeah, and how, you don't have to have this story to make it a success. This is just what we've had experience and how we found Arbol as a solution for our problems to be able to be more present in our children's lives, but also bringing an income so you're not stuck and not being able to have any choices because, you know, we're having to deal with outside influences and stuff like that. So a little bit about Arbon. So Arbon is a Swiss botanically based health and wellness company, and it sits in the ultra premium category, which I absolutely love. Could never afford to use ultra premium products before. I didn't even know what they were, to be honest. I looked at them. But yeah, so there's this amazing guy that founded Arbon, and that was in 1975. He took the company in 1980 to America, and he was a Norwegian botanist, and he saw this huge vision. I mean, he was working at making all these skincare products, but realised that actually he didn't want to put these chemicals on his family's and his friends' skin. So he decided to reinvent a skincare basically, but that was free from all the nasty. So his vision was absolutely huge, and he wanted to have these incredible, pure, safe, and beneficial products that his friends and family could use, but also that he could turn into a business to help other people create a life by design, but didn't have to give up everything else to do that. I love the fact that, you know, we're Swiss based, because a lot of people know that Swiss products are top of the range, which I absolutely love. And we use botanical products with the best of science, with the best of nature. We come together in harmony, so we have results-driven products that are safe to use, you know. And that, I think, having the illnesses that my kids had, the eczema, I had to find something that was safe to put on their skin. I was actually making my own products before that, but obviously they weren't results-driven. I needed to keep a lot of the chemicals off my kids' skin, but also cancer's rife in my family, so I didn't want to add to that, the toxic overload. So we have cutting-edge research and development, which is incredible. It really is. It just sets us apart. And we have proprietary formulas. We have the top green chemist, the amazing Dr. Peter Matravis, and he's renowned for the amazing research and development and to get the best of the best products. And he's got over 20 patents. So I love the fact that we've got so many people that work with this company to make sure we can offer the best. Also, our products have to be clinically tested as well, and that's in the Mayo. One of the places is the Mayo Clinic, which is amazing, Mayo Clinic. I'm going to pass over to Danni now, just to talk a bit more about our product.
Okay, so when I was first when my friend was first telling me about the business, I love the fact, like everything that Stacy just said, I am a really, really strong ethical person, same as Stacy, and same as quite a lot of people these days. So I love the fact that this business was built on somebody's vision to improve the environment, to improve people's health. You know, it has this amazing history behind it. So that really appealed to me. But even if my friend Emma was telling me about this amazing company, it could have had the best vision in the world, but if the products weren't exceptional, it's not going to work. So I needed to know that the products were above and beyond. And Stacey's already touched on the products a little bit. And when I started using these products, I was blown away. Now, I actually was quite naive. I didn't really realise that there was such a difference in cheap products and, like Stacey said, ultra premium products. I just used to think people just put the price up for the sake of it. It's absolutely not the case. Now, I didn't realise that a lot of skincare and cosmetics companies are seriously profit driven. So much so they want to squeeze as much profit out as possible that they will tamper with the ingredients. So they will use the cheapest waste product ingredients they can possibly get their hands on to put into our shampoo, our face wash, our skincare, our hand wash, toothpaste, deodorant, makeup, the list goes on. And this is why a lot of us have really bad skin, have lots of healthcare issues. And I'm not saying it's all down to the products, but like Stacey said, toxic overload, it does not help at all. And my children had severe skin conditions. I always had spots, I had poor health, and I was not in a good place because I was constantly putting on my body all these toxins, cheap, nasty products. So when I started using the Arbon products, I was amazed by the fact that they're all completely plant-based, they're vegan, which is obviously huge these days. No one wants their products tested on animals. No one wants their products to have animal byproducts in. And no one wants products now with parabens in. We're completely paraben-free. They find parabens in all cancers, and that is scary. And when somebody has a diagnosis of cancer, they're told to avoid parabens. Why they don't tell people to avoid them beforehand is shocking. We also don't use bulking agents such as mineral oil. So mineral oil is a byproduct of the petrol industry. So when they extract crude oil from the ground, they're left with like a dirty scum at the top that they scrape off. It's not good enough for petrol. So this scraped off mineral oil is sold for pence, for gallons and gallons and gallons, to the skincare and cosmetics industry. So when you buy a bottle of shampoo or bubble bath, like 3% is your shampoo or bubble bath. The rest is just watered down to the top of your product bottle with mineral oil. And that's why you have to go through it every week. Arbonne products last 6 to 9 months, depending on what you're using and how long you use it, because it's fully concentrated. A drop is a lot. It lasts ages, and you'll notice a difference in your skin, in your hair, in your health. It just improves everything. Now, one other thing that I mentioned before I pass on to Stacey is this is a product driven company. Now what that means is, if we were going to start a business where we are paid to recommend things such as TVs, mobile phones, holidays, all those things are fabulous. People do genuinely pay for those things, and there would be a business in that. But how often do people buy a mobile phone or a TV? It can be years sometimes. So when I was looking at this from a business point of view, I could very quickly see that people use these types of products that we're recommending on a daily basis: toothpaste, deodorant, hand wash, shampoo, nutritional products, shakes. We've got energy drinks, healthy energy drinks. All of these products, essential oils, these are things that when people run out, they buy more. And I thought, oh my gosh, if I can build an online business where if I recommend somebody, let's say the toothpaste, for example, if they log on to my online shop and buy the toothpaste, I get paid for that recommendation. And then when they run out 3 months later, let's say, they buy the toothpaste again online. They pay for it online. It gets delivered by courier delivery. I don't have to deliver anything. I don't have to take any money off anybody. It's all done online, a bit like Amazon or eBay. Every time they reorder that toothpaste, I get paid again and again and again for the rest of my life. I'm earning like a royalty type passive residual income. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is genius, because women would run out of milk and bread before they run out of mascara. It just doesn't happen. So the business model, which Stacey's going to talk about next, is just genius. So I'll hand it over to you, Stacey.
Thanks, Danni. You've got such a way with words. You're amazing. So yeah, basically network marketing, social marketing, same sort of thing, has had a bad rap in the past because people completely misunderstood it. And to be honest with you, I didn't wake up one day and go, I'm going to do this. But I know that it's a vehicle to leverage my time and my money. So for me, I'll tell you a little bit about it. So basically, social marketing, think of it as you're going to go and get your hand cream from a shop, and you're going to pay £8 for that because you've got dry hands and you want to make sure that you've got the best cream and it's going to stay moisturised, because a lot of the time people struggle with a decent hand cream. So, but just think, to get that cream into the shop, it has to go, obviously the manufacturer makes it, then you have the people that are delivering it to the warehouse, then it has to be delivered to the shop, and then you've got the drivers, but then you've got the sales force, you've got the rent, the lighting, the business property, the insurance, you've got the celebrity endorsements. There's so much. So if that hand cream costs 15 pence to make, that's how much, between 3 and 15 pence, how much it costs to make a lot of the products in the shop, which I was shocked at. And I found out on an inside job as well. So everybody wants to get paid. So that's why it ends up at the end, you're paying £8 for something that costs 13 pence to make, between 3 and 15, which is crazy. So I actually found that one of the premium brands, their eye cream is actually only worth cost £26 to be made, but it's sold in the shop for £450. 80% of that goes to celebrity endorsements, which is bonkers. But with what we do, you've got Arbonne, the manufacturers, you've got the amazing doctors that develop these incredible products. You've got us, which are the walking advertisers, because we use the product. I must admit, I've had a lot of people go to me, you can tell who works for Arbonne. I've had a lot of people say that to me recently. Your skin looks amazing. You've lost a lot of weight. Like, what are you doing? And I'm like,
it's like a glow.
Yeah, as you can see, right?
Yeah.
It is bonkers.
You can tell an Arbonne consultant in a room full of people.
Yeah. because the products are so ultra premium. But I love the fact that because they're sold this way, we don't have to pay that ultra premium price. Test and Walk wanted it to be available and affordable to everybody. So I love the fact that that's the case, because obviously being a consultant, we get a massive discount that we get to then use the product and then recommend to our friends and family. But when people start seeing the changes, they're like, okay, I want some of that. I've had a lot of people actually approach me because they've seen the difference. So that's the difference in network marketing and social marketing. It's a bit like if you've ever recommended a restaurant, if you've ever recommended, at the moment I'm looking for recommendations for little guinea pig hutches because I'm rehoming a couple of those. If I've been looking for a coach, so I ask people, and it's just a recommendation. So for those people that are recommending all these things, they don't get paid a thank you check from that company. Same as really
how much money do you think Whole Foods have received from me, from you, telling me about it?
That's what I'm saying. It's crazy. I absolutely love Whole Foods, and I have told so many people. Same as Whole Foods online.
Yeah.
It's a different company. But I love the fact that we get to get these amazing. But you just recommend it because it's amazing. Because you love it. So it's just an authentic word of mouth. My husband built up his plastering business by word of mouth. He's never advertised. And it just goes to show that the word of mouth advertising is extremely powerful. People are always asking about, I need to find a foundation. I need to find something that's not going to fall off my face. People are always asking these questions. And I love the fact, you know what, I can actually offer them, by my opinion, the best product, because they are developed in such a way that it's food grade, and I love that. If you're not happy to put something on your skin that you're not willing to eat, then whatever goes onto your skin it goes into your bloodstream in 26 seconds. So if you're not willing to ingest that, don't put it on your skin, right? So what I love about this is that it is just a low risk. So when I started my cake business, I invested an absolute fortune in everything I needed to get my business off the ground. I didn't own a shop. Imagine if I did. That would have been even bigger. Do you know what I mean? So it just makes me think that such a low investment. It's risk-free, but you have a lot of fun doing it because you're learning new skills, you're meeting incredible people, and you know that you can dream big and have the future that you really want and help other people do that. Giving back is just amazing. I'll pass you over to the amazing Danni for the conversation.
Okay, so to wrap up, you're probably thinking, okay, so how much do we actually earn out of these things? Because that was definitely what was on my mind when I was first being told about the business. I was like, can I actually create a business out of this? And Emma said to me, Danni, if you want to, you can create a corporate style income from your mobile phone. Now, I couldn't even comprehend that. I was like, how does that actually work? So I'll just run through the how much we actually earn. So there are 4 levels of promotion in the business. So level number 1 is a district manager, and a district manager will earn about £500 a month, doing about 10 hours a week-ish, give or take. And for me, it took me 4 months to reach level 1. Then we've got level number 2, which is called an area manager. An area manager earns about between £1,000 and £2,000 a month. It took me 6 months to reach this level. And your business at this point is willable as well. So that means if anything happens to myself or whoever it is that's got their business, that paycheck doesn't stop. It goes given to your family or your loved one or your parents or whoever you will your business to, up to 6 generations down as well. Level number 3 is a regional vice president. The average income here is about £5,000 a month, and it took me 11 months to reach level number 3. And you're also given an extra cash bonus every month to buy or lease a white Mercedes. So obviously that's all covered and paid for, which is fabulous. So it took me 11 months to reach that point, and I went from a £200 banger Fiesta to this £30,000 beautiful white Mercedes. I think my neighbours were like, oh my gosh, what is she doing? Because whatever she's doing, I need to know about it. Then level number 4, the last level, is a national vice president. It takes roughly, I'd say, about 3 to 5 years to get to the 4th and final level. And your income here is about £15,000 a month upwards, which is amazing. And that income obviously keeps growing and growing and growing because you're earning a percentage of what's turning through the business. So it's just incredible. At all 4 levels, you can earn trips. You get flowers on your birthday, chocolates, lots of amazing recognition. So it's a really positive environment to be a part of. So to wrap up, thank you for listening to myself and Stacy. I'm going to end the call, but I just want to say, while it's gone crazy in October with it being a no joining fee, This is the month to sign up. If you want to build that extra income, you don't have to give up anything that you're currently doing. You don't have to give up your job. You don't have to stop seeing your children. It's basically, like Stacey said, referring and recommending products, and then we're paid for that. And we build that side income. So a massive, massive, massive thank you. Contact the independent consultant that you know to have all of your questions answered, and they'll be able to go into a bit more depth with you. But I hope you've enjoyed this overview. Thank you so much, everyone.